Welcome to today's episode. We're stepping into a world where perfume is not just a product, but an art form. A world where scent tells stories as vividly as paint on canvas or notes in a symphony. Our guide today is none other than Chandler Burr, author, critic, curator, and one of the most influential voices in olfactory art. Imagine my surprise just a short time ago when I discovered Chandler Burr himself on Facebook. Not a fan page, not a curated profile, but Burr, smiling, accessible, and one click away. I pressed add friend. The next day, he accepted, and from that moment, this conversation began. Chandler Burr once said, "My intention with the Untitled series is to give 100 people a month the same opportunity I had at the Times. The experience of perfume unprotected by marketing and unassisted by the sense of sight." Think about that. A perfume presented in a plain lab bottle. No glamorous model, no glitzy campaign. Just the juice, just the art. It's like standing blindfolded in front of a painting and being asked, "What do you feel?" The Untitled series removes all baggage, leaving only your raw reaction. Sometimes you'll encounter a masterpiece by a household name. Other times you'll stumble upon brilliance from an unknown artist. And occasionally you'll rediscover a hidden gem, a scent underrated by history but destined to be recognized in time. This is not a game, Burr insists. It's an exhibition, an experience of blindness. In 2012, Chandler Burr curated The Art of Scent 1889 to 2012 at New York's Museum of Arts and Design. It was the first museum exhibition to treat perfume as an art form, presenting works by Guerlain, Givenchy, Lauder, Cresp, and more. Take Guerlain's Jicky, created in 1889, the same year as the Eiffel Tower. At the time, perfume wasn't gendered. Jicky was simply art. It wasn't until the mid-20th century, Burr explains, that marketers began stamping bottles with "for him" and "for her" to calm American men uneasy about wearing fragrance. Perfume, Burr argues, is no less an art form than painting or music. Just as photography once fought for legitimacy, scent too is finding its place in the canon. Perfume is not just about the fragrance. Much of the money, Burr reminds us, goes into packaging, advertising, and imagery. The bottle, the box, the campaign on glossy magazine pages. Yet behind that packaging lies a deeper truth. Great perfumes often cost far more to create than we realize. The oils, the artistry, the patron's willingness to fund innovation. Sometimes the liquid itself is the real investment, even if the world pays more attention to the wrapping. As Burr famously quips, "You don't wear the bottle or the girl, you wear the juice." In the mid-20th century, America emerged as a serious player in perfume. Estée Lauder's Youth Dew, created by Josephine Catapano, was the first to shake the French establishment. Later came Bernard Chant's Aromatics Elixir, pushing boundaries and telling new stories in olfactory language. Burr describes it as art translated. Here was a French story, but told in English. What if perfume could be surrealist art? Olivier Cresp's Angel was exactly that. Strange, sweet, and shocking. It was perfume as pop art, using ethyl maltol in bold structural ways. Or take Prada Amber, which Burr called neo-romanticism in scent, a work reaching back to 19th century traditions while feeling entirely modern. Perfume, like painting, has movements, schools, and revolutions, and Burr continues to map them with the precision of an art historian. But Chandler Burr's artistic vision goes beyond perfume. I pick from the shelf his first novel, You or Someone Like You. In Hollywood shorthand, Burr himself once described it as reading Lolita in Tehran meets Curb. Your enthusiasm meets God is not great. Its narrator, Anne Rosenbaum, leads a book club for Hollywood's non-acting elite. A fantasy space where conversations about literature collide with Hollywood name-dropping and questions of faith. Embedded in its pages are real-life figures like J.J. Abrams and Alex Ross, alongside a sharp critique of religious hypocrisy. When asked why he chose to set a book club in Hollywood, a place famously indifferent to reading, Burr recalled a producer once telling him, "Nobody reads in Hollywood." His reaction? "Fuck, a book club in Hollywood." It was pure fantasy, but the perfect conceit. He sprinkled in real names like Stacey Snider of DreamWorks, long known as a serious reader. And when Burr approached producer Nina Jacobson for permission, she leaned forward, listened to his idea, and replied, "Obviously. We, Jews, divide ourselves from everybody else, and that's a good thing, and then they divide us from everybody else, and that's a bad thing. So we're right, and they're wrong. Burr put that exact line into the novel. Not surprisingly, the book sparked personal reactions. His agent, Eric Simonoff, bristled at the suggestion that Burr's protagonist might resemble him and his wife. Burr laughed it off, clarifying, in his mind, he thought of Howard Rosenbaum, the husband in the novel, when he thought of Eric. But it was never meant to be a portrait. As with Perfume, Burr was exploring ideas through characters, identity, religion, and the hypocrisies that bind and divide us. So what of the future? Will the great perfumes only come from niche houses, or can giants like Dior and Chanel still surprise us? Burr doesn't give an easy answer. Some perfumes are flip-flops, fun, disposable, short-lived. Others are Tom Ford suits, costly, risky, and enduring. But as he points out, both have their place. Both tell a story, and the art of scent lives on in both. For Chandler Burr, teaching fragrance is as natural as teaching colour theory or music composition. One day, he believes, olfactory art will sit in universities and museums without question, and exhibitions like the art of scent will travel the world, opening our noses as well as our eyes. Perfume, after all, is not just commerce. It is art, it is memory, it is experience. And as Burr reminds us, when you strip away the ads and the packaging, what remains is pure, the juice and your reaction to it. That was Chandler Burr, author, critic, curator, and novelist. A man with wit, generosity, and as many would say, a magnificent nose. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the art of scent and the art of story. Until next time, breathe deeply and never forget, you don't wear the bottle, you wear the art.